Hey friends, welcome back. Today I'd like to talk about some secrets and things that you might not have known before you plan your wedding. So if there's anyone of you out there planning your wedding, I hope this video will be helpful for you. The cost of holding a wedding will likely inflate from this year onwards, especially when there were a lot of couples who weren't able to hold their weddings the year before. You will see probably more weddings being held this year and beyond. Previously for me, I've held my wedding at the Marina Sands for under $11,000, which is around 8,500 USD dollars. So my wedding is an example of how you can plan a nice and good enough wedding without breaking the bank. And today, I'm going to share with you 3 secrets that the wedding industry is not going to tell you, and stay for the last one because I think that might be the most important one. Here's my notes in this laptop. First, let's talk about wedding premiums or wedding tax. Like whenever you inquire with a vendor and whenever you say that it is for a wedding, people feel that the costs would be even higher. For example, the cost of a white dress versus the same dress in another color. I'm not sure whether you have encountered this, but these are some of the experience that I have faced. The wedding tax does exist, and sometimes there's a difference between a quote for ROM or a quote for wedding. Sometimes the markup are justified, for example, using more premium materials or just based on the demand. As you know, there are only 52 weekends in a year, and most people will prefer getting married on a Saturday evening, and that's why usually on a Saturday evening things are much more expensive. And for Chinese, there's always the auspicious date to get married, and that would be even lesser than 52 weekends or 52 Saturday nights that you can actually hold your wedding. So therefore, there would be cost differences by choosing a popular date versus a non-popular date. Therefore, it's important to research, plan and lay out all your options. I've created a wedding planner that you can actually download, and it's free. You can use it to plan your wedding. It is an extensive planner that includes the budget, the manpower list, guest list, vendor management, and stuff like that. I've used my experience as a wedding planner and combining it all together in one whole list for you. So yeah, you can download it for free by clicking onto the link below. And I hope this helps someone out there. Next is you get what you pay for. This is especially true for your photographers, videographers, your makeup artists, and it takes them some time to reach that stage of being an artisan. You're paying for their experience and their skills, and I would not really recommend couples to really go for the cheapest quote in this sense. The reason why you might encounter a cheaper quote is because the photographer or videographer might not have enough leads or bookings, and when they're starting out, they might want to build their portfolio. So if you're okay with that, with having a less experienced vendor, then I think you can go for it. But for me, I didn't take the chance because I prefer someone who has 2 or 3 years of experience. Wedding is an event that is fleeting, like the moments that you might miss out, and a photographer or videographer is there to really capture that. And personally, I have friends who have sort of regretted it, that they didn't really get a better photographer or videographer for their wedding day. This we have to caution because due to COVID, it might impact deliverables. Please check with your vendors that, what if they get COVID, who will be their replacement. So while I prefer hiring individual photographers and videographer, there's also a risk there because there's this key man risk. If that photographer that you want is down for the day, then yeah, you'll be quite sad, right? But this is a risk that you have to take. And also, what happens if either you or your other half gets COVID and your wedding has to be postponed? What are the things that the photographer, videographer, makeup artist could help, or your vendors could help? Last but not least, it is something that I don't really like. It is that wedding photography and gown package deals that you typically sign at wedding shows might not be such a great deal after all. So there's a lot of bridal studios in Singapore, and there's a distinction between an all-in-one bridal studio that provides your photographer, videographer, flowers, versus one that really specializes on wedding gowns. And in this case, I'm talking about those all-in-one bridal studio. And let me explain. So typically, when they market to you at a wedding show, you would think that, it's cheap because it's all in one and the package deal has all these different elements. And that is a kind of marketing strategy because people do end up paying more for signing up a wedding package instead of just going a la carte. Within a package, there are a couple of elements that they typically offer. That is the gown, the photographer, the makeup artist, and flowers. So exactly what are you choosing within this package? When you look at the photos, what are you choosing in terms of what you like from the photos? Is it the photography style? Is it the gown? Is it the makeup style? That you may or may not end up with the photographer or the gown that you like. Additionally, you will have to top up for the option to have more choices. So when you sign up for a package for a wedding show, you don't get to see the entire range of the gowns that they have, right? They won't be able to bring the entire studio there to show you what gowns they have. So the package also might be restrictive in terms of the types of gown you have to choose. So maybe package A have this type of the cheaper gowns or the less attractive ones. And when you go to their studio, then you realize, oh, you prefer a much nicer gown from another section, and that's where you will start paying. Studios might have different categories or tiers when it comes to their gowns, and that would likely affect the cost of the package that you're paying for. Sometimes the nicer or better dress would belong to another tier, and that's where you start paying more for having the dream wedding or the dream gown that you wanted. Also, studios have different gown range. They have gowns for like indoors, gowns for like outdoors, and gowns that you can use for actual wedding day. So therefore, whatever you sign up for a wedding show, it might not be what you expect. And the most important thing is how many photos you're able to get out of your package. So studios usually don't earn from their package, but after your shoot, they will sit you down and show you like 200 photos that are gorgeous and nice from your pre-wedding. And in your package, maybe you only have 30 photos. So then you have to top up for every additional photos. And by the time you decide to, let's say, keep 200 of it, it's better that you get a photographer who will just give you, that amount at likely a cheaper cost. So what I suggest instead is for you to book specialized or individual vendors. Unless you're someone who are really lazy and just want to do it all in one, what I prefer is to just go for individual vendors, rather studios that specializes in gowns. One example would be the Gown Connoisseur. They specialize in just selling gowns, and what they do is that if you sign up with them and get the gowns, you get preferential rate with their different vendors like the photographers, videographers, and florists. So all of that other vendors are all individual specialized vendors. So you won't face the issue of going to all-in-one bridal studio and end up like not choosing the photographer that you want or the gowns that you want, and just limit to whatever that is in your package. Just a note that the Gown Connoisseur is my friend and I'm not paid to promote them, but if you're keen to engage their service, you can quote my name, Ying Ying, and you will likely get a discount from the boss. So yeah, this is the 3 things that you should know before you plan your wedding. And like I said earlier, I have created a wedding planning budget list that you can see or download from the website, and it's completely free. I hope that it will be helpful for someone out there. If you're keen to know how to cut down on some of your wedding costs, I am going to share them in my next video, so stay tuned for that. My name is Ying Ying, and Now Realize is a YouTube channel started out by my partner and I. This is a channel where we share our realization on financial tips, relation tips, and just general life hacks. If you'd like to join us in our journey, subscribe to us on this YouTube channel or follow us on Medium or Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!